Hello and welcome to Chess with Simon. I'm Simon. Let's play a 5-minute game. For some reason I want white tonight. I've got that white feeling. I don't have that white feeling. Let's play something interesting. Come on then, Sicilian Dragon. Knight f3, d6. Okay, well, I seem to be playing knight f3. Oh, really? Okay. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll play you at the Smith-Morra Gambit. You got a deal. a6 coming next, then knight f6, and we're going to pin the knight. So I think this avoids most of the opening traps, of which there are a lot. I think this was an old line from Daniel King. Knight f6, this doesn't work. I mean, because there's no bishop check. I think, let's get this right. Pawn takes, queen takes, knight takes. Or we can go knight takes, knight takes, knight takes, pawn takes, then it's a check. That's horrendous. So we don't do that. We do knight takes is wrong, pawn takes is right. Queen takes, and then what do we take with? Knight, right? We take with the knight, and then when they take back with the knight, you just play e6. You send a pawn up. Black's basically got a one position. So that's very instructive. So the whole point of this setup, d6, knight c6, a6, is that this early e5 push doesn't win like that. Takes the queen. We're not going to take with the king. We're going to take with the knight. And if white does something like castle, the queens come off. If white castles, the queens come off. It's got to 12. Okay, so white's realised, I think, that little plan didn't work. So we're going to play e6, and there's no takes. Fine. I guess, is the rook coming to the file? Is that what we're doing? Okay, well. Queen happy there. Okay, these are just moves, played quickly. Not particularly worrying me. I could play this knight fork, but you know I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to develop my knight. I'm just going to castle. I mean, this is probably a decent move. Okay, so that's a clever move. So black has only one square, but that one square is enough. This is not checkmate because there's two pieces covering it. At some point I might be able to play bishop d7, but there's no big rush about that. Or even knight d7 to evict this bishop. I mean, this was a bit stressy. You know, queen's a bit short of space, right? But I guess this pawn push is always possible. I mean, knight d7 is the obvious candidate. Do we play bishop? No, we play knight. It's fine. This bishop's got to go. We'll play b5. Or we will finally play our fork. Why not? Or we could play the knight up here. Then the bishop's probably got to take it. Why are we so keen to get off the light squared bishop? I guess because it's usually a dangerous piece. Okay. Really. So one thing we could do is just take the bishop. In fact, I kind of want to do that. Because we're 2 pawns up, right? Come on. No drama, no panic. No drama, no panic. I used to watch Luke McShane play when... he loses a piece, no? I think. I used to watch Luke McShane play when I was younger. I used to play against him in tournaments. And, you know, people would play this dramatic sacrifice and he would just play something totally unexpected, just not take it. And just play something completely different. So this is hanging, so it's hard to take here. Queen's overworked. I want to play bishop here. I want to take the knight. King is safe. This pawn is stopping a problem for this bishop. What would you do if you were white? Move. Even the bishop struggles to get out. Here, maybe? bishop here, but it's an admission of defeat, really, isn't it? And what would I do if that happened? Well, you got a knight here, an extra knight. Okay. Well, so this doesn't really threaten anything because I think what we're going to do is just pin this. Everything's defended. I don't think the back rank's going to be penetrated because he got really good defense of the back rank. This knight is going to get taken, probably take twice. What's the material? It's a piece, right? It's a whole piece. So what happened here? I think what happened here is the e5 push was wrong. Understandable but not correct. And then there was the bishop and queen attack wasn't right. And then there was an unsound sacrifice. It's sort of that sense of trying to create activity, unfortunately. What did Magnus Carlsen once say? Ambition without ammunition, which is very funny because it rhymes. Okay, so right, we have plenty of okay. Alright, we'll do this way. We'll do this way. We have plenty of pieces covering the back rank. We don't want to take with the knight because we don't want this pawn to fall. Actually, this push is now a risk. Taking here is going to be really good because it's just going to disrupt the king's cover and it's going to swap off a piece. If you go rook here, I assume the pawn push is pretty grim. Rook here, takes. Okay, I mean, it's fine for black. Might not win a piece, but it drives a lot of exchange. There's also white's just doing a lot of thinking here. So I think what we conclude from this is that we should go for the sharp lines. Go into the sharp lines, you know, pick up the gauntlet, try the interesting lines because actually they're interesting. And the Smith-Morra is a great opening. See, this wasn't right. Although it says it is an inaccuracy, really. Okay, but I made a mistake. Wow. So actually what the engine wants to do is to play e6. Okay. But then the idea is to play queen d8. So why after queen d8, why does knight d8 not work? See, it doesn't work. Okay, because of this. Wow. So what I should have done here was actually play e6. Who knew? It's a nice move, isn't it? Solid and sensible. Play e6, and then if you take on d6, we just take back. Every day's a school day, but I played it with such confidence. I mean, it wasn't a terrible move, but it wasn't the best move. This was brilliant, apparently. I mean, we did sort of... This was wrong. This was even more wrong. This wasn't a great move. That's pretty obvious, if we're honest. This was good. Game over. I hope you enjoyed that. It's nearly midnight here. I enjoyed that. See you soon.